my gosh. It's a mind-blowing experience. Think about it. I was just in talking to Victoria, and I was like, oh my gosh, I had to send this one friend of mine a video in response to something he sent me, because I was about to say, you can't believe everything you read or something, and I've already been through that. It's not enough to just type it. He needs to see it. And I told her, I sent him this thing. It has it all in there. It's just like, they're really coming down, man. Be careful. Says it without me having to say it. And then she mentioned a friend of hers that's losing her mind to it. And I said, mind-blowing experience. When we think, and you know, this is a friend of mine that I was in the Army with. We're friends. We've been friends for a long time. And I'm like, how can you gotta be careful. How are you? And then I go, look at how many of all of the friends that I'm in contact with from the Army, they're falling into this stuff. And I think about it, not a single one of them has been to a war. They regret not having gone to a war because, well, when you're in a time when so many military guys have been to a war, to say that I got out just before it, you know, I missed Operation Golden Pheasant. They pulled me out of it. Cold Duck, whatever you call it, that one in Honduras. I was supposed to go into that. And I also missed Panama because I signed out on leave the night before and took off. Thought it was just an alert. I'm like, fuck that. And I wasn't held to be there. I was already out. And so I missed that one. And if that's all I had ever had, I would just be like, oh, you were in the Army, huh? What were you? Well, I almost went to Honduras and I almost went to fucking Panama. I did evaluate the National Guard in Puerto Rico, but it's nothing. It makes you feel small. So it seems like that's the purpose for my friends wanting to follow this crazy bullshit. Maybe they'll still get their chance at a war. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I never wanted to go to war, but it's nice that I did because I don't have to deal with that fucking, you know, bullshit. I didn't join the Army to go to war. We all knew we were getting out. I wouldn't have regretted not having gone to war, but some people do when all their friends got to. So I'm thinking maybe that's it. And then she's talking about one of her friends, and I looked at her and I said, look at this. I said, all the people that we know that we're friends with and all this stuff, they all seem to believe that shit. And I went, I mean, you look at it, and I realized right away that it wasn't all the people we know. But when you look at the statistics on paper of how many people still believe this, it doesn't seem to be that much. It seems like, okay, there's no problem here. But when you look in your real life and you realize the statistical amount is the same as the people that you have, that you love and trust, that are on that fucking line of reasoning, and it's like, oh my God, they stand out so much, and it just feels like they're everywhere. We haven't gotten through this thing yet.